What I do and what I recommend that you do is to wash your produce, right? So you go to the grocery store, you buy all the healthy food in the produce section, plant-based foods. You should definitely do that. What you do, and before you're going to prepare it and eat it, is wash it under cold running water. Okay, for at least 60 seconds. So what I do in my house, I get one of those big metal mixing bowls, right? They're deep, they're big, wide, and you can put your fruits and vegetables in there, all right? And then just fill them up and let the water run. All right. So what you'll find is so don't overload it. Make sure that the water can get in there and wash things out. You'll be amazed at the dirt that comes off your food. This is like dirt that's been maybe from the farm, certainly in the container that the box they were in, maybe on a train or a plane or a truck or wherever they go, and then in the back of the grocery store, and then loaded onto the shelf where you bought it. And even farmer's market, you've got schmutz that you actually want to wash it off. 60 seconds of cold running water will actually take care of most of the stuff. And according to USDA guidelines, that will actually make the food wash the bacteria off of most of the food as well. Okay. Most foods will have had some contact with plastic somewhere along the point from where they were in the field to your plate. So this is your opportunity to clean it off. And by the way, avoid storing or even buying your food in plastic, right? So skip the plastic bags that are in the produce section. Instead, buy a reusable cloth bag that you can bring back. It's also more sustainable, better for the environment, rather than keeping on buying plastic and throwing the plastic away, right? That's going to wind up somewhere that we don't want it to wind up. And some of it's going to wind up in your body. Get a cloth bag, reuse it. It's better for the planet and going to be better for your body. Another thing to avoid is ditch those plastic food storage container. I used to have them all over the house. I grew up with them. You know, my mom would actually say, "Oh my gosh, this is so convenient for us to store. Inexpensive, lightweight, strong, colorful, stacked easily." You know what that was? Then, this is now. We now know that plastic storage food containers will shed the plastic right into the food. Now, the lid is actually okay. So get what I say is get a glass bowl, Pyrex bowl, or metal, and then a plastic top is fine, all right? As long as it's not like contacting the food. All right, so those are things that you should actually think about. What about foods that you bring home that are thin skin, like apples or cucumbers, for example? You know what? If you have a soft brush, all right, not a plastic brush, but with bristles, all right, or made with bamboo, like they have these bamboo scrapers. Rinse them, brush them off, and then dry them with a clean, real cloth towel, not one of those plastic microfiber towels, real cotton towel, all right? So these are things that we didn't really used to think about much, but in the old days, like parents when they were kids and grandparents, they always dried things with a towel, all right? And they probably washed their food as well, and they didn't have the plastic to store them in. All right, so listen, it's frankly impossible to avoid all microplastics because we even breathe them in the air. Remember I told you tires turns out to be from the road spinning around, just flaking off plastic everywhere? Turns out to be one of the biggest sources of microplastics, and we just inhale it. But every step you can take knowingly about the way you buy your food, the way you wash your food, the way you store your food, okay? And the containers and the cookware, right? Don't be cooking your food with a plastic spatula. Get wood or get metal. All right. Every step you can take will reduce your exposure, and that can make a difference over time. Now, let's talk about some really cool things that have been discovered because now we're onto microplastics. We're also trying to figure out ways of actually getting rid of microplastics. So researchers have actually looked at how you can get rid of microplastics that are in your food. You can't get rid of them, right? So what happens if they're in a food and you're eating them? Is there something we could eat along with the food that could actually help prevent the microplastics from getting into our blood vessels? Answer is yes. And you know what that something is that can help lower microplastics being absorbed to your body? It's something you should be eating anyway. It is dietary fiber. Dietary fiber is good for us because number one, it keeps your bowels moving, so you're more regular. Number two, and this is the more important reason, dietary fiber feeds our healthy gut bacteria. Good gut health is very important, and when the bacteria are well fed, they release substances called short-chain fatty acids into our bloodstream that lowers inflammation, improves our brain health, improves our metabolism, and helps us heal faster as well. Okay, so dietary fiber should be eating that anyway. But here's another reason. Now we're beginning to discover that dietary fiber, which also, by the way, forgot to mention, lowers cholesterol. That new research from Henan University in China suggests that not eating dietary fiber can flush out microplastics. Pretty cool. All right, so I told you about the problem, and here is a potential solution. So there are ways that fiber, dietary fiber, can help your body get rid of microplastics. 3 different ways. Number 1, fiber, when you're eating it, actually binds to microplastics are already inside your gut, right? So you're chewing, eating regular food, you're going to be eating some plastic. You eat food with dietary fiber, that the fiber from the food will bind to stick to the microplastics so they don't get absorbed into your bloodstream. That's pretty cool, number 1. Number 2, dietary fiber will strengthen the lining of your gut. So think of your gut as a tube, all right, like a big garden hose. That's your gut. All right, about 40 feet of it from your mouth to your anus. And your gut is a tube, and the lining of that tube has to be really strong, right? Now, if your lining is not strong, okay, you got holes opening up in the lining of the gut, and then the stuff from the inside comes out. That's called leaky gut. Pretty common, actually. Leaky gut syndrome, more common than we thought. As a doctor, I can tell you, we were not really taught about this in medical school. Now we're realizing it actually is pretty common. That lining is pretty sensitive. And guess what? Dietary fiber strengthens that lining, tightens it up, less leaky gut, less likely any microplastics in your food that's in your gut are going to just dissolve out. So the fiber binds to the microplastics and just keeps it going, moving down so you can get rid of it. You poop it out. It tightens the lining of the gut so it's stronger. So you've got less leakiness of the gut where microplastics can leak out. And the third thing is that the fiber will feed the bacteria, and that bacteria will actually help your body counter any plastics that do get into your bloodstream, right? And the plastics can cause inflammation, as I mentioned to you, and well-fed gut bacteria from dietary fiber will lower that inflammation. So if any microplastics are causing a problem, your diet, your dietary fiber will feed your gut microbiome, which will then counter the inflammation, right? So fiber blocks, removes, and protects, okay, against microplastics. It's really another reason that you should be eating more dietary fiber. Here are some pro tips from me on how you can protect yourself against microplastics based on what I told you so far. Number 1, eat a diet that is very fiber rich, all right? Fruits, vegetables, mushrooms got dietary fiber. Avocados got dietary fiber. Legumes, white beans, black beans, kidney beans, they all have dietary fibers. Chickpeas, lentils, good source of dietary fiber. Whole grains, okay, there are lots of reasons whole grains good for you. Dietary fiber is one of them. And now here's another reason. It can actually help protect you against the harms of microplastics. Nuts and seeds, tree nuts, walnuts, pecans, almonds, pistachios, macadamia, all those types of tree nuts, Brazil nuts, the dietary fiber protects you against microplastics, among other things, beneficial things they're doing, all right? And then soluble fiber that you would find in oats, flax seeds, lentils, apples, day-old rice after you refrigerate it, baked potatoes after you refrigerate them, they're all turning regular starch into resistant starch, which then feeds the gut microbiome. They are effective at binding the toxins, including dietary fiber. Another thing that you can do is to stay hydrated. I always tell people to stay hydrated. Water is, our body's made of anywhere from 50 to 70% water. You want to stay very, very well hydrated. Okay. And guess what? Fiber that protects you works best from your diet when you have enough hydration, because hydration keeps things moving smoothly. All right. Keeps your blood flowing smoothly. So you want to stay hydrated. Get a water filter because you want to make sure your water is actually clean, or find a really clean source of water. And you want to get dietary fiber. It's best to get it from food, and it's best to mix it up because your body, your gut bacteria, they like to have different kinds of dietary fiber, not just the same source every single time. So you can take a supplement that has fiber in it, all right? But it's much better to mix it up, and it's better for your body anyway. Foods that are very diverse help your gut microbiome, which then lowers inflammation, which is a way to counter any inflammation that microplastic would cost. Let me just kind of give you a little recap of all the stuff we talked about in this video. First, microplastics. Avoid them because they can get in the body, and now they've been discovered in the brain, human brain, all right? You can avoid them by avoiding plastic containers, plastic bags, plastic bottles, plastic cooking utensils, plastic plates, plastic cups, right? You go to the ball game, go to a party, then think about all those red plastic cups that avoid that, all right? Eat more fiber to help flush out any microplastic that are going to be in your food anyway. You can't avoid it, but you can lower the risk. And then when it comes to heavy metals, cadmium, lead, arsenic, mercury in your water, try steeping some tea, and you can actually drink the tea and get the beneficial polyphenols, lowering inflammation, improving your metabolism, cutting off blood supplies, starving cancers, all that stuff. Better for brain health, good for gut health as well. And now here's another reason to drink tea. It actually steeping tea, black tea, powdered tea, or in a cellulose bag can actually bind away, take out of the water heavy metals. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And then share the video with somebody that you know, get them to subscribe so we can actually all get this information out. This is practical information that can benefit our health. These are simple steps that we can take. That's it for this video. I will see you in the next one. Dr. Lee out. Hey, if you like that video, then you're going to love this one. Check it out.